Update title game everything. Well, I just casually start.
This is Sprash Fusion.
Yeah. Sprash as in Spyro and Crash. Get it? It's clever.
Yeah, I get it. I hate it, but I get it.
So it's not 1 of 5 co-op because, so like, personally I had the choice between making Sam run Emma, like an Emma world record, or forcing him to learn Sprash Fusion to do the co-op part for me. Both very terrible, but Emma less terrible, so I decided to make him play that godforsaken game for an hour. Where I know Eraser will be very mad about that because I made him suffer through Sprash Fusion for more than a weekend actually, and he had to stick with it ever since. So also, I should let you guys know. I mean, it's not that surprising, but I haven't played this game in months. Maybe even a year, I don't know. So I don't see how this could go wrong in any way. But to be fair, Crash is the easy game to get any percent. For Sprash Fusion, like in terms of the route, because this is very straightforward. But for... whatever that means, Eraser. But yeah, so for Sprash Fusion, the route is a bit more intricate because of a very handy glitch we have access to. I'll just try to, like, I'll just let muscle memory take over and see where that gets us, really.
Is this Crash Bandicoot purple?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of these version things where in the US it was called Purple, EU is Fusion.
Yeah, and it was Spyro Orange.
Yeah. Which, I mean, both kind of clever, but... like, honestly, I think they thought both of these were so good that one region gets one name, the other region gets the other name.
I mean, that's fair, but maybe they just should have never made this game.
Also true. I think Sprash Fusion gave us some of the dumbest speed tech in existence, so I appreciate it for that. Not for what it is, but for what we made of it, if you will. That's fine. Quick word about this category, quote-unquote, which isn't a real category. But what I decided to do, because at Speedcon, the marathon that was cancelled and this is kind of a replacement for, personal replacement anyway, is the thing is at Speedcon I was supposed to run the completionist category of this game in co-op. But then, first of all, Eraser started dying, basically. Mm-hmm. And then the organizer of Speedcon started dying, basically. So I had to improvise on what to do with this run in this marathon. And instead of doing the solo completionist category, which is a lot of gambling and a lot less fun. I mean, it's fun in its own right, but not the type of fun I wanted this weekend. So I took the easy way out and decided to replace it by Sprash any percent, like Sprash Fusion any percent, which I'm sure will go just fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Those comments did remind me, though, Eraser. When I thought I was going to have to do Pop 2 alone at Speedcon, I had planned that during my introduction I would make a joke about how I knew I couldn't beat you, so I paid someone to infect you with COVID. And I lost the opportunity to tell that joke, so here it is.
Mm-hmm. So you're having fun? A nice weekend so far?
Oh, yeah, it's been great. It's been very interesting to get some insight into your daily life and see where you live.
It's something about the way you said that made me very concerned.
Okay.
It's just the tone of your voice.
It was meant to be sincere.
Okay.
Which is,
no, that's
to be fair,
I respect.
many people tell me that they have a lot of trouble telling if I'm sincere or not. There's just something about
Is that
the
a
way,
diagnosis?
there's
or-
just something about the way I talk that makes people think that maybe I want to kill them, and there's not much I can do about it. Kind of like the German populace.
That's fair. So to actually talk about this game for just 1 second. So we're doing any percent, yet you may have noticed I'm collecting stuff, as in breaking boxes, getting gems. Like, why? And the reason is, I forgot I'm running any percent. No, the reason is... the reason is that you need the gems to get to the last warp room. Something the game does not tell you in any way, shape or form, of course, but once you get to the end of World 4, the game's like, yeah, to progress you need all the gems which you didn't collect.
I mean, to be fair, the original Crash games do that too, except that the thing that's locked behind getting all of them is not more game, it's a different ending.
Exactly.
So,
So a nice idea, terrible execution. Also, there's a... I shouldn't do this. There's a time save. Actually, it's pretty easy, but you have to remember to do it. After every boss, Crash holds up one of these trading cards like, yeah, beat the boss, I got this card. Whatever that means in terms of canon. Like, what are these cards to Crash? Does he even know what a card is? I don't know.
the way you said that is like one of those t-shirts that's like, I beat the boss and all I got is this stupid card.
Right. Yeah, so the card animation you cannot skip. Or there's no intended way to skip it. However, as soon as you beat the boss, you get a checkpoint. So you can quit out of the game and go back in. It's incredibly fast to do that, and it skips the animation. But you have to remember to do it, and I won't remember to do it. So we will watch a lot of unnecessary 3-second animations. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, something like that.
Apparently your controller is dramatic.
Is it? I mean, I guess it's kind of loud. The A button is kind of worn out.
No, he's referring to the fact that your D-pad is broken.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is news to me.
Well, not really broken, it's just that the D-pad of the GameCube controller is an abomination.
Oh, you mean like the entire controller is
Yeah.
an abomination?
Yeah, I mean also that. But the D-pad especially. If you grind this game for more than 1 hour, I would say, and your thumb is not used to it, like operating this D-pad, you will feel it the following 2 weeks. That's true, I'm using a modded controller. Why do I enter? This is not 104, luckily. Modded in the sense that the colors are custom, not any of the functions. But maybe when Lovebot made that controller for me, maybe something with the D-pad got messed up, I don't know. Prior to Fusion, I never had experience with a GameCube controller, or a GameCube in the first place, so... I was a PlayStation kind of boy, you know.
Good. Proud of you.
I get to live another day.
Well, I don't know, you're out here playing SO2 with an Xbox controller, so...
That's true.
Might just shank you in your sleep.
Anyway. Small optimization I did there. Like, you might have noticed, or maybe you didn't notice. Me unlocking the level, but not entering it. The reason is that usually after you unlock a level, you have to wait for a second before you can... wait a second before you can actually enter it. But we have to do one loop around anyway. So we can just unlock it, and when we come back we can enter it instantly. Isn't that clever?
I didn't know that.
I mean, why would you know that?
Well, because I've spent literal hours watching you run this game. And I had not picked up on that. And yes, I did refer to the GameCube controller as an abomination, both because it is and also because I know that it is many people's favorite controller, and I wanted to trigger them. Yeah. I was hoping it was Eraser's favorite controller. He seems like the type of person who would have that opinion.
Nice speed spread there. You go fast by going slow. Because if you keep running and you jump into the wall and have to wait, like because your horizontal speed is set to 0 for a bit. But if you do a slow jump, you don't hit the wall and you just go on. Very counterintuitive, which is why I think it's cool. Right. I'm remembering the level as I go, so don't mind me. Like, yeah, that's the thing I have to pay attention to.
Yeah, I was talking to Toca about, because we referenced this kind of as a meme earlier, about how if I haven't ran a game very, very recently, I stand no chance of getting through it in a reasonable amount of time. The second I'm not playing a game, all of my speed knowledge about it goes out the window. And this man's literally just, like, looked at his speedrun page and just picked a few games and was like, oh yeah, I can totally just run these with no practice. Like, this fucking maniac. So he's just out here doing this the first time he's actually played this in who knows how long, months.
Yeah, at least. To be fair, you don't need to know much to play this minigame here, for example.
I mean, that's sort of fair, except for the fact that you are getting every box in the game. This would be like me playing all seeds and just casually being like, oh yes, I remember all 1,000.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison. All boxes versus 999 seeds in a 5-hour speedrun.
Yes!
Big question mark, my friends. But honestly, the thing I'm unsure about is whether he's closer to normal or I'm closer to normal.
No, I seem to be the weird one, at least in terms of speedrunners. Like, everyone else seems to just be able to throw out a game that they haven't run in months. Huh. Not me, though. I apparently have the short-term memory of a stereotypical false goldfish.
Kind of a random thing to say, but okay. Actually thinking about it, Sam, in a way, this game should appeal to you as Emma world record holder, because this is also a bunch of mini games.
Could you never call me that ever again? Thanks. And yes, Eraser, to that point, if I tried to run 2K8 any percent right now, it wouldn't even matter if I was running the route back from back when I was playing the game a lot. I would not remember a single setup. Like, I cannot do AI break right now. There's a 0% chance. It's all gone. I basically learned Pop 2 from scratch for today's run. Like, even though I had learned the entire thing a year or two ago, I remembered none of it.
I mean, same with TFS, when I think it was TFS, where he said, you haven't played in 5 days, and it's all in shambles or something.
Yeah, and I had already stopped being able to do anything. Yeah, like, I was getting times in the, low 110s, just before I left to come here, and, yeah, now I'm getting over 120. Again, though, the whole mouse thing did really add a minute or two to that. No, I guess you're the oddest this time.
I can respect it. Let's flex on him.
Well, that's actually
by getting him.
That's actually. I was gonna say that's actually like a really cute thing to do in a game with 2D top-down sprites like this to make the enemy fire towards the screen. It's almost like they put effort into making this game. That's cute.
Yeah, sometimes one might think that, and then you play the game again. I mean, honestly, for what this game is, it is decently made. Problem is just what this game is.
Yeah, it's something that shouldn't exist.
Why am I don't have to split. Oh yeah, animation. I think this was still fast. Like me taking a second to remember, and then doing the quit out, still faster than the animation. Yeah, Razor, I thought the same. I did flex on him the second time though. So. It's at least a tie. Sorry. I mean, Pete, that's fair. That's also part of the reason why I like it, I think. Other than the whole nostalgia drug, which is kicking.
Yeah, I mean, one of my big problems with this is that I wasn't exposed to it as a kid, and therefore all I can see it for is a cheap, like, cash grab, abusing childhood mascots. Like,
yeah.
Because Crash and Spyro have legitimately no reason to ever cross over.
Yeah. Other than the fans at the time saying, you guys have to do this.
So yeah, I wasn't part of that conversation.
Yeah. And the big companies were like, okay, we'll do it, but we put in the least amount of effort in order to still grab the cash.
I mean, that's probably the same thing that makes you come back to Pop 2 Eraser, is just the fact that it's fun to optimize games, no matter whether the game is good or not. That's kind of the whole thing with speedrunning, in my opinion. Like, I legitimately hate the Forgotten Sands DS, but I did a run of it because it was fun to route.
I just want to say for this level, if I missed any box, it is because I'm 100% on autopilot. Not thinking about anything I'm doing right now. So far, like for the first 10% of this run, it has worked pretty well. Also, not dying would be cool.
Oh boy, do I have some bad news for you.
I hit the box, that's cool, but one. Thank you. Yeah, I got all the stuff. Cool. Totally planned. Also, you can, I just remember, you can do the same for the animations where it throws up the crystal. It's like, yeah, I got this cool crystal here. You can just cancel out and go back in. Same thing.
For anyone who would like to witness an example of a horrible game that has a fun speedrun, please go to speedrun.com and look up Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine.
You want to just throw that out there like that, or?
Yeah, no, I don't want to. Yeah, I just want to leave it. Let it hang.
Okay.
Let it hang.
Yeah. Hope for the curiosity to get the better of it.
Yeah, in fact, I think I'll even leave momentarily.
I didn't get hit there, that made sense. I mean, it kinda did. Didn't really. Kinda did. That's a bad thing about muscle memory. Is that the thing with the animation cancel I'm talking about the whole time, I would have to consciously force myself to do this, and it's not happening, guys. So sorry for losing 1 second everywhere I get a crystal. That made no sense. You could even hear the jump, but it didn't happen. So whatever, bro. Another thing I want to say, it's legitimately difficult to not do the 104 round, like the completionist round. Simply because I haven't done any percent in so long that I don't... I mean, I remember the levels because I also do them in completionist. You even get them, like, you even get all the boxes, right? I think... Is it this? I line up with something and then I wait. I'm just airballing this, really. Fuck! I have no one to blame but myself. I think I'll wait until 8 for this thread and then go down until 17 or something. Or maybe I don't. I don't honestly know. That's one thing my muscle memory... The one thing my muscle memory isn't good at is remembering what strat I had for these levels. To just autopilot them. Or was it like this? Then I go here? We'll find out, really. We will. No, it wasn't that. The thing is, I vaguely remember some numbers associated to this level. Problem is, I don't remember what to do at these numbers. So I think there's some visual cue I'm missing. Anyway, I'll just try to finish it. No, I think that's it. I think this is it. It was almost it. Okay, whatever then. I remembered the thing. Oh yeah, Pete, totally. I just saw that thing about the old Spyro any percent thing. Totally. I mean, that's why Mike started doing the full completion, right? Like the fusion, what we now call 1/13%, which at the time nobody even knew what the maximum percentage counter is and how to get everything, other than 4 people in the world who wrote a guide on darkspyro.net. It's just this new territory of speedrunning, which, at least to some people, is very alluring. And I think I'm one of these people. Aside for some exceptions, I'm not that big on the optimization part of speedrunning. It's more about the novelty of like finding new strats, doing new things, new rounds. Oh yeah, right, 114, yeah. That's some speedrunning history for you there. Well, Eraser, to be fair, there's a legitimate chance that this run will be slower than the 104 test of this game. It's not a big chance, but it could happen. Yeah, completely messed up on the levels and wasted a minute on there. Other than that. Yeah, Pete, I agree. It's kind of this 80-20 rule, right? Like, you only have to put in 20% of the effort to get 80% of the 80% the way to the result you want, and the remaining 20% are 80% of the effort. So that's why getting a decent-ish time in a game, and at least in most games, is pretty easy. Like, so it looks decently optimized. But then the effort really grows exponentially the closer to a really good time you get. And that's just the grinding part, which some people like, some people don't.
I hate it.
Thanks. What are you eating?
One of the cake things.
Oh, the tender ones.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Milka Tender, big thing. Big fan. It's like you're trying to make the ants stay here. Then again, I'm not sure how they're alive in the first place, given it's snowing for the second day in a row. So. They should all be freezing to their death.
Well, building seed, easy.
But why?
I don't know what's so hard to understand about this.
Anyway. And for example, the amount of grind I've put into SOT over many years, really, is something I probably never do again because I can't be bothered.
Like I said, we have to wait on the next Dark Age.
Yeah. Sure. Also, I'm doing the animation thing finally.
Nice.
Big time save. I lived there.
I thought you fell on accident. I was worried.
I wanted to fall, I just didn't know where to fall exactly.
This is one other smaller complaint I have with this game is that the villains look like they belong to neither franchise. They look like they're from some weird 90s kids cartoon. But, you know, minor nitpick.
Yes, I went slow twice on purpose. Because what can happen if you run is that Crash stumbles over some tiny collision, and when you actually land at the edge, you cannot jump. So you just run into the spikes and die. So I decided to go slow, and it paid off.
Very fun. 8 o'clock on the dot, by the way. Just as a general update.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we should be done by 9 PM. Depending on how long our outro will be, I guess. Are you opposed to the seller thing, by the way? Because I think I would like a seller.
You know, yeah, I thought we were still doing it. That's why I'm not eating candy. Also, because, you know, 90% of the food I've had today is from candy, and I think if I had more, my body would shut down.
But you're saying that I don't have self-control. Hello?
Yes, because the reason you haven't been eating candy is definitely not related to how often you've been preoccupied running video games.
Yeah, it's not. Honestly, it's more related to the fact that it's not in my close proximity.
Ah, that's fair. Oh, so yeah, that sounds like a self-control issue.
Yes.
If I'm being perfectly honest.
That's how you go fast here. I don't need the cart. This is any percent.
I'm gonna have to come up with a list of things for you if you ever come to America, because like half of our good candy is already restored. So.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, like at least by my taste, like Snickers and Twix, Kit Kat, and Reese's are all like that. Like basically covers most of the common candy I would eat.
Stuff. Actually, something I've never thought of. Do we actually have to destroy that bouncing crate here? Because it's kind of close to the nitro, so maybe it just gets destroyed with the detonator.
But does the detonator actually retroactively explode them though, or does it just increase your box count by the appropriate
Well, that's
amount?
the thing I don't know. Because, you know, in Crash 2, it just does the box count thing, right? In Talk, for example, it does the explosion thing.
Of all the games where they would put in the extra effort, I'm kind of surprised that Twonk is the one.
Not sure if it's related to effort and more to just hardware things.
Ah, that's fair.
I don't need the card. I have to go up here
Oh,
anyway.
hey, look,
but
it's that our friend from Twok. It's
Yeah.
like you're playing these in like a nice chronological order. I did enjoy the little nod to him in 4. He's like a shitty drawing on their refrigerator or whatever.
yeah. I mean, chronologically speaking, this is canon, because Twok was 2001 and this is 2003.
Mm-hmm.
How they're actually related in terms of canon, these two games? No
Well,
idea.
I mean, technically in the same canon as like the mutant game and all that stupid bullshit,
Well,
right?
okay.
So let's not even go there. There are Crash 1, 2, 3, Crash Team Racing, and 4. That's it. What you're playing right now does not exist.
Also, Pete just corrected me on the Crash 2 things. Apparently not... I cannot read with one eye, but apparently it doesn't load the explosion in Crash 2.
Can't load the explosion hitboxes.
Oh, okay. So that's why the boxes which are close to Nitrous don't get destroyed when the detonator goes off.
Yes, it's because the level is loaded in chunks, apparently.
Yeah,
The-
yeah. So my memory was kind of right.
No, Robbie, thank God I'm not playing the Spyro part. I played Emma in...
You want to?
I played... No, and calm down. I played Emma at the farm instead, apparently. As far as I recall, these options were not presented to me. I was just told what I would do. And, you know, who was I to question that? This man's letting me stay at his home, so... Yeah. He could just kick me out in the snow.
And you even got a new world record in the process. That's how generous I am.
I mean, it went exactly how you'd think, Robbie. I was mortified. I wish I had I wish I wasn't like tired and had the willpower to edit the video of the piglet on my laptop, but since I don't have all the apps already installed, it's just too much work.
I mean, you're free to use my PC while I'm sleeping, I guess.
Just have that show up as a monster in D&D. Just like pig just opens its mouth and white noise comes out.
I'm so happy you also like the idea.
I mean, that is a pretty good memento to commemorate all the things that happened this weekend.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was just a horrifying monstrosity.
Cool, I did this level first try, which is not the default, because especially at the end, some stupid things can happen. When the game decides you don't get a jump or something like that. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, Robbie, we're gonna have a session tomorrow. Probably the only one we'll ever have with this particular character. I doubt we'll see each other again by the time he's not retired.
By the time you killed him off, I think.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Exactly. Want to flexible and get a hyper boost. Instead, I missed the thing twice. And basically, I give up. Mentally, not really, of course. People demand entertainment.
Yeah, I don't think you get to put this on them. I think this is all you.
It is. That's not how I do this skip.
How is Elden Ring, by the way, Robbie? What are your thoughts?
I skip.
Nice.
People demand. Yeah, it's fair. It's a bonus run. Just make this any percent save file into a 104% one. While Sam prepares the salad I was supposed to prepare.
Hey, I mean, at least it is something simple enough that you just tell me what to put in it.
Oh yeah, well, that's fair.
We're done.
Well, first you start with 100 milliliters of oil.
Hold me, I'm scared. Metric. Really good? Yeah, it looks really good.
So from the very little things, admittedly, I've heard about Elden Ring is that the game allows you to make it as easy or difficult or long as or short as you want it to be. Which, like, you know, a game being versatile, that's a cool aspect.
Yeah.
Depending on what the game.
Yeah.
For such a game, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of the negative things I've seen about it really seem like things people are imposing on themselves. Like, I've seen it's like a grind fest for the souls, or whatever they're called. Echoes or something. No, Echoes are Bloodborne. I forget what they're called in this.
Remembrances? Or is that... Remembrances is something in that
Remembrances
game.
are like the boss souls, I think. I could be wrong. But like the actual like credits that you... runes. Yeah, Elden runes. I've seen a lot of people complain that it's like a huge grind for those. But like from what I understand, that's only if you're like min-maxing and stuff. It wouldn't be a Souls game if it didn't have the potential to be super frustrating. I mean, if I'm being honest, I've played every Souls game and I love them all, but I've never beat one, and I doubt that'll change with Elden Ring. I love them, but I get very tired of the formula very quickly, so... We'll just have to wait and see, though.
So I think I got every box at the start. This is one of the levels where I really suck at remembering the start for some reason. So I've had multiple instances of getting to the end and be like, where's my gem? And after going through the level, I realized, oh, it's at the very beginning.
That's unfortunate.
Great muscle memory, bro.
The layout of this level is very confusing. It's kind of honestly nonsensical.
Yeah. Close. No, it's fine. It's always been fine. That guy? No way he would have hit me.
Kind of like Breath of the Wild in that regard then, Robbie. Kind of like you have the option to just go and fight the final boss whenever, but you just wait until you feel like you're ready. Oh, but you have no clue how to get to the end.
So this boss right here kind of notorious for how stupid it is, because the game does not tell you at all what to do. And like maybe at the start you think, oh, I have to shoot these enemies so you lose his shield, and then you shoot the translucent enemies and they fire back at you. So you're like, okay, I'll not do that anymore. Maybe I'll just have to wait it out. And the actual solution is you have to kill the enemies which you cannot see through. Which makes no sense.
I feel like that's a classic principle of old school game design, is every boss fight needs to be a matter of trial and error.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, it's kind of obvious what to do, but often it wasn't.
It's already scuffed. Yeah, I'll just retry and do my strats. Which I think for this one I actually remember. It's 8. Then I go down because this guy would kill me. Then I chill here. Almost there. That was close. There.
When you put more effort into finding an easy place to sit than just playing the game.
I don't need that because this is any percent, correct?
No, this is 104.
But I need that. Normal level, absolutely need it. Oh, I don't need all the boxes. Oh, yes. I can just die on random stuff like that. So there's something in this level which I have to talk about in every marathon run for how ridiculous it is. There's what we call the 2-frame jump. There's one casual jump in this level where you have exactly 2 frames to make it. Which is why we think, that's why we think the developers put in the one free mask you get at the start of each of these mini games. Because that's why like, we made this, but this is too difficult. But we don't want to fix it, so here, just take a free hit. This one. Yeah.
So why don't, and feel free to answer after you're done, but why don't you need all the boxes in this one?
Because this is Warp Room 5, or World 5 already. And I only needed the gems.
To get here?
Yeah.
I see.
Also, I think you could hear me jump, but the game didn't jump there. I feel like I heard the jump sound.
I'm just not going to take sides on that one. I don't want to piss off the game.
Because you will never touch it, so there's no consequences for you.
Never say never.
That's true, I could force you to do some fun Spyro ILs after this.
I mean, I didn't say that.
Sam, that's a great idea. Thank you.
I said to myself, never say never, because Toca might force me to play this one day. I didn't mean today.
Today is also one day, technically. This was terrible. This was like there was no way this was in the 2-frame window. So I only have to blame myself. Seriously. Didn't have to jump there. I'm improvising so hard right now. It's actually terrible. Cool. No, that's a gem right there, which I don't need. I got it. That's called frame perfect hyper boost.
I'm very happy for you.
Because you have 1 frame to get a hyper boost for the ball. Could you have guessed?
The name makes sense now.
Yeah, it does.
Before, I had no idea.
What's with this mockery?
Just a little bit of payback.
Good thing.
You know, at some point, one of us mocked the other for the first time, and I've lost count since then. All I know is that one of us owes mockery to the other, so I just keep going.
Yeah. Maybe I just did a very stupid thing, and I should fix that by undoing the stupid thing. By playing this level, which I can't because it's all gone. Fuck. Okay, how about I do this?
No, you're not gonna buy some cards?
I will. Actually, I can just do this to show off the skip. So usually in this level you have to do a little loop around. Because one of the levels is in a location where you can only get once you got to the top. But to go back to the top you have to go all the way to the left, up, and then right. You can't skip that, however, if you're good at the game, which I'm not. This saves 10 seconds, but it loses many seconds. So you should never do it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like cancer.
Yeah. But I just want to do it for fun.
Yes, that's what we always tell ourselves, isn't it?
So you have to land on the very right side of this box. And then get a spinning jump in, which gives you some more distance. But also, if you get this jump where he does a thing, 360 roll in air. I know there's a word for that.
Front flip?
Front flip, yes. My brain works right now. Try a few more times, otherwise I'll just loop around, whatever. Yeah, that was terrible. So if you get the front flip jump, you will not get enough speed or whatever. The skip makes no sense, really. This could work. Ah, let's
nice.
go! This is what would save you 10 seconds. But it lost me many seconds. I don't need all the boxes. So happy right now. I'm getting them anyway, apparently, because my memory, like my brain decided to.
Well, I mean, it's just a law of the universe that crash boxes are inherently satisfying to break.
Yeah. Either that or this is an auto-scroller, so there's nothing else to do.
It could be both.
Best of both worlds. Collect all the Wampa fruits. My hunter and gatherer brain is very happy about this. I mean, Pete, that's fair. I could make him run the... or get him the... Space Chase IL world record, which honestly takes 2 minutes and then you have it. You have this world record forever, which is proven to be unbeatable.
But what if I don't want it?
You don't have to, just say I could. Like, this is a thing we could do.
Okay.
If you want a third PB this weekend, which is also an unbeatable world record, you could do that.
Think about it.
Could also just eat salad and not care about video games ever again.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, so usually in the fast start, this is the first level you would do, because then you only have to take the path to the final boss once, because all the other levels are on the way. I want to say this D-pad, like the thing I said about the D-pad killing my thumb, I can already feel it. It's like, you know, I'm not sure if it's the joint, like the bone or the muscle, but here I can very much feel that I'm applying a significant force for 50 minutes straight. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I would kind of recommend against doing that in gym.
I could play on the analog stick, but should not do that. Big, unfun experience. Also, we're almost done with this game. So,
Yeah, I think.
on the bright side. For the people who were lurking, playing Elden Ring, just listening to the stream, we're almost done with this game. Only one more game done. I had to do.
Who could we be calling out? You know, for minding their own business and doing what they want inside their own home.
That's fine. Did I not destroy this? That's actual bullshit.
Clearly you didn't.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I did. Okay.
You didn't.
Cool. So in this game, there's a button to reset GameCube, which I don't know which one it is. It's this one. I hit the correct one.
GG.
I have used this console before.
So you beat the game. We're done, right?
Yeah. But there's one final game in the marathon. and there's no way to do anything to the timer right now. Sorry. Honestly, it's just physics. You just do the calculations, you're like, yeah, there's no way. So now we play the good game, as Mike just called it in chat. I'm just quoting him, I'm not, I'm not picking sides here. Stuff. So the thing with this game, and why I'm more scared of it than Crash, is that there's an actually kind of important route to this game. Because we'll be doing a glitch to skip 70% of this game, we will be short on money, so there's a rather well routed out money route for this run. I'll try my best to have my muscle memory do the thing for me, but if I mess up, we may lose a bit of time over me just getting more money or more gems. Stares intensely at the screen.
I was reading chat.
Oh, okay. Just saw you in the corner of my eye, I'm like, what?
I will understand everything.
Yeah, like Pete said, in the old any percent, because you had to play every minigame 6 million times, and you get money for each pass, or almost each pass. You don't have to care about money. You just get it for free. And in this route, because we don't play levels, we have to care about money. It's honestly, it's kind of simple.
Would you say it's surprisingly simple?
I thought about saying it, but then I was like, no, Sam will say it if I don't. So we got this covered.
The first thing you need to know is that icicles are global ground.
Whatever that means. Still waiting for the day that Panga plays one of my levels in his expert run. That's the day I will burn my Switch because there's nothing more I can do with it.
And he just calls it like a dog shit level and moves a bunch of
Probably, yeah.
levels
It's like, big triple boo. What the fuck was this? I had a terrible time.
The first and only very shitty level I made could definitely appear on his series. I would not be surprised.
I mean, is it below 5% clear rate? Do you know?
I don't know. I would have to look.
Or like, did it used to be? Maybe.
I honestly never looked at the stats. I just got a bunch of notifications of people playing it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, so... I'm fine. Maybe to explain in advance. So, you remember how in Crash, to get access to the last world of the game, you had to collect all the 20 gems, and not just the 20 crystals. And the game only tells you about that once you get to the end of World 4. It's like, yeah, cool, you made it here, but you need the gems in order to progress. And you're like, alright, you back triggered, get all the gems, get back, finish the game. Cool. Sprash Fusion, you play through all the levels, get through all the worlds, you're like, a lot of auto-scroll is kind of a slow game, but alright. I made it through World 4, only one more to go and then I'm done with the game. Suddenly a message appears telling you, you're in your simulation, wake up. No, suddenly there's a message appearing telling you, you did well up until here, but actually, you have to beat every minigame 3 times to get to the final level. So, unlike Crash, you don't go back, but you take out the cartridge, burn it, and play a good game instead. That's how I remember my childhood with this game.
That seems like a fair reaction.
Yeah. Like, honestly, what kind of gameplay element is that? You know, gems, very... You know, as a
Intuitive.
yeah, it's it's I can't remember a good word. It's like it's a core mechanic to the Crash franchise. It makes sense to tie some part of game completion to that thing, but playing a level more than one time has nothing to do with Spyro. They were just lazy in coming up with anything else. Almost like this was a cash grab. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Peter, I'm so glad that you're having a great time. So happy I can provide that. I mean, as you know, as two people who were both involved in routing this game after Limbo was found, I think it's kind of satisfying to see the game broken in half after it has tormented so many souls over the years with, oh, you want to do an 90% of this? Play every minigame 3 times, but it's 70% are slow as boring autoscrollers. Lol. And then we come along and say, well, fuck you and your bullshit. We do it in 1 hour faster than people used to. And it's just, you know, it has that thing going for it, the feeling of victory over the tyranny, how do you say it? Tyranny. This game has afflicted on people for decades.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You see, it's tyranny, tyrannical tyrant.
I'll just choose to ignore what the weird American guy just said. And move on with my life. One small downside about the new route where you only have to play everything once is that you don't get to see how ridiculously wacky and broken this game gets on the second and third playthrough of these pinball levels. Because so if we for the moment accept that this mechanic exists, like playing through the level 3 times to get a benefit from that. If we accept that for a moment, then as a game developer, the question is, well, how do you make the second and third playthrough interesting? Their answer was to make things. Oh my god, I'm breaking my thing. Is to make things more difficult. And for example, in that level, the pinball levels, that amounted to making the ball move faster, which the game, like in terms of physics, is not made for. So everything breaks. The ball can go through, like right through your collision. And the word can means it does on a regular basis. So they very much have not thought that through, I'm 100% sure. I don't remember the any percent route for this at all, so I'll just do whatever feels not terrible. And we'll see where that gets us. Ah, come on, just hit the thing. That's fair, it's also a very comfy thing to watch. I remember the first time when Mike did this, like Mike did a completionist run of this game. Watching him play this terrible game and knowing you don't have to do this right now, there is a weird sense of comfort in that. Also, I just triggered the credits by hitting credits in the menu.
Oh, so you've done that.
I think that counts. We should say it counts.
Yeah, I think so.
So another incredibly slow autoscroller. This one, for reasons I'm not really sure about myself, this one doesn't feel as slow. I don't know why. Like the flying levels, incredibly slow. The tank, cancer. This one, kind of alright. Although it is like the scrolling speed is even slower than with the flying levels. But for some reason, maybe the flip mechanic makes it interesting to my brain. I don't know.
Maybe it's the fact that you're painfully disintegrating innocent scientists.
Could be part of it. What originally made me pick up Fusion speedrunning in the first place? That's a good question. Why was that? I think it was the speedrunning, like the phase of my speedrunning life, where you're just looking for new. Oh, that was my fault. Where you're just looking for new speed games, but you still haven't looked at all the games you've ever played. So you're like, okay, I've played this game as a child, was alright. Let's check the speedrun. And you know, I always had a decent time with this game. Oh well, not this game, but Crash Fusion, because I picked up Crash Fusion first, and only after Mike picked up Sprash Fusion Completionist, I started that abomination. But yeah, it was really one of these curiosity things, which I just stuck with, really. Yeah, the Sprash Fusion part. The Sprash Fusion part, that's self-loathing and comedy. That's true. But the Crash Fusion, that's having a good time with the game. I mean, Mike, totally. We should write in our submission that the game was accepted to a marathon, which, like Speedcon. The marathon didn't happen, but they accepted the Crash 105 co-op run. Just to tell them, there exist marathon organizers in this world who thought this would be a good idea, so you should too. Not sure if that's a good selling point, but that's better than them looking at the game, maybe. Which honestly, it's kind of a shame. I have a lot of fun with the co-op completionist categories. Just because it's so different from everything else I'm doing. And completionist is at least to me, is always satisfying. Because, you know, hunter and gatherer, collecting things is good for survival. Or whatever. So yeah, the 105 co-op thing is a lot of fun. And I mean, I get why marathon organizers aren't really, like, when they look at this submission, they're probably like, if we don't have anything better, alright. But every time they, every time ESA rejected this run, I was like, oh shit. I was really looking forward to it, but I get it, you know, it's this weird. I understand their side, but I also hate that they agreed, that they decided like this. The reason why I'm saying this is this thing right here, which I just did. It's called the Limbo Warp, or Limbo Glitch. Which, doing it here didn't save a ton of time, saved like 30 seconds probably. Later on it will break the game in half. So the discovery of that skip is... but the discovery of that skip was the whole reason this game is somewhat fun to run. Because as I said, the old any % consisted of do a casual playthrough and don't fuck up. Which means you have to play every minigame, or the first 20 minigames 3 times. Once you're in Warp 5, you just have to get to the end, and for that you need to beat every minigame once. But... yeah, the old any %, I think world record was 1 hour 20 minutes at some point. And after we found the Limbo Glitch thing, world record got down to somewhere around 35 minutes. I think it's 34 right now. So, more than 50% shaved off with this glitch. And also the run is not cancer anymore, so that's cool. And because this is a marathon, I have to clip inside the wall here. Just because they forgot to put collision there and it's funny. It doesn't save time, it's an auto-scroller, obviously. But actually, Mike, that's a good point. We should do that. the 105 co-op race. And we should make, like, we should submit both. We should submit just a normal co-op run of 105 and then the co-op race. To give them the illusion of choice, so like, oh, we should choose the lesser evil instead of we should choose none of these things. You know, from a psychological point of view, I think this could work. We have to manipulate them into accepting this run.
Sometimes I zone out and zone back in, and every time it happens, the thing you're saying becomes stranger and more delusional.
So happy to help. Yeah, also I guess Mike is a Spyro anthology runner. Also benefited from that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, I did the completionist thing. 3, 4, 5. No? Well, yeah. Do we limbo here? I don't remember. Maybe. Oh, am I overjammed? I guess I am because I got the 25, right? Because I wanted to do the 113 round there. Because at some point you go up there and the sheep level comes up at that platform. Also, I don't remember how to do this boss at all. I'll just see what my muscle memory tells me. I'm pretty sure I messed up big time. We'll just roll with it, whatever. Because it's 1 for 2. So he hits it, then it's 3 and 2 again, so I can just freeze him in place here and it will work. There's a lot of lag because of flaming. Whatever, it works. This was not the fast thread at all, but I made it through. You know, it's like this conversation, how are you doing? I'm surviving. Kind of like that. So, with this boss cleared, we got our second power-up, which now we have the flutter. So after the first boss, after fighting Crash, we got the double jump. And after the second boss, we got the flutter ability to really clear large distances or big gaps. Actually, something I tried to remember for the past 10 seconds. Did I find the Limbo Glitch because I was trying to test ILs? And because you do inputs very fast, and that's how Limbo works, I was like, why am I in this level? What's going on? I think that's how it started. So in a way we can contribute everything good that happened to this game to an attempt to test it, or part of it. Right, okay, I was remembering that correctly. Thanks, Mike. So shoutouts to testing being a thing. Whoever came up with the concept, you made our life less miserable. Thank you. I should just damage boost them, whatever. As a small tech you can do here, try it. Yeah, there, the flame drop. For whatever ridiculous reason, if you flame at the very close to our ledge, you will just drop down at an insane speed. So that's cool. Like, I was going right, the ball had momentum to the right, I let go of it, it goes left. What? Like, I thought I had a good understanding of how physics works, but apparently I don't. Maybe it's because I'm a mathematician.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever. Oh no, I don't have to go up there. Do I? No, I don't. But in any percent, I just go here, because that's where the level is. Up there are only the colored gems I would need. I think. That's a big question mark. Well, medium-sized, not big. Do I do something. I have way too many gems. Like I can already tell. Which is a good thing. I will not run short at least. Yeah, maybe I just realized maybe I should actually talk about what the fuck I'm doing to warp between places. So the glitch itself is called Limo Glitch, and what happens is if you enter the party mode, because this game in the menu has a story mode, you just play the story, the actual game, and there's a party mode where you can replay any mini game you've unlocked already. And if you go into that party mode, you can switch between the different tabs, like there's a tab with all the mini games of every world. So the default tab is World 1 and all the mini games in it, and you can switch between the tabs to get to the other mini games of the other worlds. Very simple, really. But what happens, or what can happen, is if you try to enter a minigame or start a minigame right after you switch the tab, for some reason the game doesn't load the minigame, but it loads the world, the tab of which you're currently in. So what I'm always doing is I'm in, per default I'm in World 1, in the minigame part of World 1. And I'm switching to World 2, mashing A. I load into the second world. And... oh, I just remembered the route, by the way. First should have gone here. Anyway, so you load into the second world. It's not the real second world of the game. It's a it's like a limbo kind of copy. What you do in there does not influence your main game, aside from one little thing. So you can't get up the gem count or the amount of times you've beaten a minigame or anything. What you can do, however, is you can change the checkpoint you're currently at. So, as an example, what I did there, in Limbo, I went from the end, from the start portal of World 2 to the end portal of World 1. Now, you cannot change the world you're in the story mode with it, but you can change the checkpoint within the world you're in. So you can teleport, or you can set your checkpoint to the final portal of the world you're currently in the story mode. And that's what I did to get from like whatever point I'm at in the level to the portal that gets me to the next world. So what I'm doing so far is using this tech to minimize the amount of walking I have to do, or platforming I have to do. Because why walk from A to B if you can just warp from A to B? Makes sense, right? Now that's a nice bonus this glitch lets us do, but the main thing we'll do with this will be, as I said, already in World 5. And I guess I'll explain it once we get there. For now, it's only important that you, at least to some degree, understood how this glitch works. So we kind of glitch out the party mode to change the checkpoint we're currently at in the story mode in the world we're in. And we're abusing that the game is slow at loading stuff, I guess. Because the same glitch does not work in Crash Fusion because it's a well-made game. Also in Crash Fusion it wouldn't save as much time because getting the gems in a lot of the levels, you just, like, you don't lose any time by doing that because you have to play through the level anyway to get the crystal. But the difference between playing a level once and 3 times in terms of time, huge. Huge difference, who would have thought that? Because 1 is a third of 3, saving 66% of your lifetime.
I told you you're a mathematician.
Thank you. Sometimes I think so as well. And then I take my meds again, and reality sets in. That's fine. So, yeah, one thing they did, or one idea they had with this game, in order to comply with one of the, like, how to say, like one of the core ideas of gaming, is that, you know how the game gets more difficult the further you progress in it, which, you know, you get more skilled, so in order to adjust the game not feeling too easy, the game gets harder. You know, it kind of makes sense. Now, what they did here, they didn't make the level harder in the sense that they put new enemies or more challenging platforming or level times. What they did is they made the level layout such that if you play it for the first time, you will die, because as soon as you realize, oh, I have to go from the right side to the left side, you're already dead. Pete, I'm also happy that this speedrun is compatible with mathematics and the fact that 1 is smaller than 3. Strictly smaller than 3, even. Stronger statement. Here Sam is doing something and I'm scared. I think he's getting more candy, which he really shouldn't do that. But I'm not strong-willed, I'm sure.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything about your well. I think it's hilarious that you're lecturing me on this.
Yeah, so in terms of routing or money routing, there's one thing we're doing here. And as you see, we didn't limbo in World 2 as we usually did, but we limboed in World 4 to World 3. Because what we did is, what I did, I guess, 5 minutes ago is lie. What did you do? What?
I dropped my phone.
Your phone? Okay, that's fine. Then I don't care.
That makes sense.
Is it broken? No. Okay. Because when I explained limbo, I said the only thing influenced is the checkpoint, which is wrong. You can also influence the gem count. So the gems you collect in limbo count towards your story mode gem count. So a nice thing you can do is if you limbo from World 4 to World 3, you can collect a lot of 10 gems, which are in close proximity. Also, should I limbo here? Maybe. And because we are kind of short on money in this run or this round, it's a quick way to get gems, which comes in really handy. Also, I just realized that limbo is not faster.
A little late, really.
I just did it anyway because it's a cool glitch.
It is a cool glitch.
Shows how wacky this whole thing is. There is no Sprash Fusion test, you're correct.
Be a lot cooler if there was.
It would actually, yeah. I mean, before Limbo was a thing, for the longest time we joked that, oh, there should be a test of this game, because you have to test every minigame 3 times. And you probably should do it differently each time so it's entertaining to watch, which is, honestly, it's the most horrible thing you can do. With the Limbo glitch being discovered, and you only have to play every minigame once, it could be a lot more interesting. The thing that put me off doing it for the longest time is the fact that it's not that different from any percent in terms of the final time. Like, for example, the pinball levels you can optimize by doing this frame perfect hyper boost glitch consistently. It saves a lot of time. But this tank level, for example, of course you can do cool stuff and show how superior Timothy Anthony Scott is over every other real-time runner. But in terms of optimization, I feel like there's not as much as there was in the Sprash Fusion 104 test, where you... Because a core part of that run is gambling, right? So you just get perfect RNG every time and save 40 minutes over the 1 out of 30 world record.
Right.
Yeah, Pete, I talk about it like that because in my mind we discovered Limbo 4 months ago. When really it was 2.5 years ago, I think. And that is a problem.
We currently live in the year 2017.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm happy.
Were you happy in 2017?
I'm happy now that it's 2017. Like, it's my current body, but in the year 2017.
Oh, okay, I see.
Don't fall down. Cool. Oh yeah, there's a strat to go faster. Maybe my muscle memory does the thing for me. It did the thing for me.
Nice.
That's fine. So as you see again, it's an auto-scroller. What you can do is you can hit Cortex while he has his shield up, because you shoot a rocket and then he's flying into that rocket. Because he's changing like the lane from bottom to top.
That makes sense.
So you save 1 hit on him, which is like a few seconds. 5, 8, 10, something. There's a rocket somewhere. I think it's this one, and then he dies. Yeah. So this is where Limbo saves our ass, right? We're warping from the start of World 5 currently into the end. What this does is it gets us from before the barrier, which checks, oh, have you played through every minigame 3 times? If you have, pass this barrier. And game internally, that barrier, like that room I was in, is World 5-1. So what you can do is you can go from the start of World 5 to the end of World 5. And the end of World 5 is in World 5-2, which is what we consider World 5, where all the minigames are. So because the game internally splits up what World 5 is, we can warp around that barrier, because it is in World 5, although it is between the worlds in terms of story or lore. And that's the reason this is not cancelled. I don't remember where I have to go. Do I have to fall down here? I do. Do I? I don't. This is any percent. It's a roller coaster of emotions, it really is. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just warping to the start. I think this is what I should have done from the beginning. This feels a lot more familiar. Big overachiever.
Yeah,
I can mesh a lot slower and I still on the way out. But it feels more speedy.
Made me think there was real tension, real chances of failure.
Nope. It was just showing up. It's kind of a shame I got the perfect version of that fight, because if you don't, you see how ridiculously fast this minigame can run. So I feel like, am I short on money? We'll see. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
What happened to it, you being way over?
What's the worst?
What happens you finishing by 9 p.m.?
No, we'll get there. 9:10. 9:15. Stuff. I feel like I wanted to say something and then my brain shut down.
I'm sorry, that's probably
No, it's the reason that I've played speedruns, which I haven't for months. And 3 of them in a row.
So that your brain would shut down?
Yeah. You know, the muscle memory part of my brain decided, I'm doing so much work today, this is mine now, and took over. So should I mistake you at some point for my teacher and ask what the homework is for next time? You know I'm very far back in the past, and you should call 911.
I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you didn't have a psychotic break.
Yeah. Or sorry, 112, we're in Europe after all.
Yeah. Thankfully, I knew that from the airplane. There was a flyer. Otherwise, I would have forgotten.
Oh, no, I'm good. Don't worry. The route is there for people like me who I don't know what I do, but I'll just trust the route. And the route does the thing. Yeah, I went through that enemy. It's fine.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say something actually.
No, it's fine. I didn't touch him. Obviously.
No, it's funny because, that skeleton didn't stab me in the back.
I was about to say, yes. It's kind of like Pop 2 in that regard. I forgot. Didn't preserve my rocket. Right, so this level, because we're doing any percent, this level is not really a big deal. If you do completionist on the second or third playthrough of this level, it becomes actually pretty difficult. And unless you're somebody who has spent way too much time learning how this level works, and you do your first run, there's a good chance you will unironically spend 1 hour on the second pass of this level. Because it's just ridiculously tight. First pass, incredibly easy. Second pass, you have to learn every single movement or you will not make this. Which is, it's kind of a fair balancing. It's a fair balance of a game in terms of difficulty.
Okay, I think I have to disagree with you there.
The slope has, it goes up infinitely quickly.
So a straight line.
Yeah, basically.
I see.
For some reason I was trying to think of, not the word derivative, but steepness, right? Like the very steep slope.
Like the derivative finds the rate of change, which
Yeah.
is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Calculus.
You, as a former math person, wouldn't.
I do know.
Yeah, this is the final boss. You may have seen this before, roughly 40 minutes ago in Crash Fusion. It's the same boss, only that the character is different and the vehicle is different.
And you did successfully blow up its arms.
And I win, yeah.
GG.
Did the thing. Underestimate. Honestly, I didn't think I would. But I did, and that makes me happy. Takes away a bit of my raging hunger.
Well, today went exactly like we thought it would. You were always underestimate, I was always overestimate. So this was a successful tocabamthon.